Now, the Institute of Fiscal Studies, IFS, has criticized government's social intervention programs amid the COVID-19, stating they were poorly executed and lack fiscal prudence. With Ghana's debt service taking 72% of government revenue, the IFS warns that Ghana's fiscal position will be the worst since 1993 if austere measures like immediately seeking debt release from debtors and slashing down employee salaries are taken. Let's listen to Senior Research Fellow with the IFS, Dr. Said Boache, who addressed the media not long ago.
By the end of 2019, the country had clearly fallen into a debt trap, since borrowing was no more a choice, but an imposition of the fiscal state of the country. This cycle can only be reversed if, one, revenue is able to grow at a very unusually high rate. Growth in employee compensation drastically reduces. There is debt forgiveness, as happened in the 2000s, or there's a combination of some or all of these. However, as we are all aware, none of these was easy to achieve in practice, even before the pandemic hit. Making a compensation grow lower than it is, the Ghanaian workers, the powerful labor behind them. Their service expenditure, how do you reduce it? Whereby you have already entered into obligations with your creditors, and you know what has been happening to revenue. The government has tried as much as it could, but revenue growth is still limited. So trying to reverse the situation that the country found itself by the end of 2019 was very difficult, even before the pandemic hit. Now, the third implication or consequence is that as a ratio of total revenue and grants, capital expenditure, which is needed to expand the productive base of the economy, decreased to the lowest levels in 2018 and 2019 since 1983. Because compensation and debt service expenditure are taking everything. Where is the money to invest in capital expenditure, in the economy, in terms of capital expenditure or investment expenditure? This is demonstrated in Figure 2. Let's see Figure 2 again. We can see from the figure that in 2018 and 19, capital expenditure as a ratio of total revenue and grants stood at as low as 9.3, 9.7, and 11.5% respectively. The reason for the low ratios in 2018 and 2019 is that the size of debt service expenditure and employee compensation is so huge and rigid that not much room can be created to accommodate capital expenditure.
Now, the Institute of Statistical, Social and Economic Research, ISA, is proposing